What is going on, everybody? Welcome to an earlier than usual edition of Monday Night Football Talk with Joe Stevens hailing out of Seattle, Washington, and Levi hailing out of parts unknown, Florida.
All across the U.S.
Yeah, what part of Florida are you in again?
Now I'm
Can't
down
remember.
here in Southwest Florida, so like kind of closer to Miami and Naples and all that good stuff. The tropic part.
Miami, Florida. Levi, Darwin's Raven. So, what did you think about the draft? How do you think your team did?
Uh, my Ravens made really good picks, and I feel like in the first two picks, some of the later picks left me a little head scratching, but we got a saying here in Baltimore, in Aussie or in EDC we trust, and
Until until they prove you otherwise.
yeah, exactly.
That's the same here in Seattle. Well, the thing is with Seattle is we've had the same coach, general manager for since 2010, and obviously since 2010 we've had a losing season three times in the last, what would that be, 13, 14 years now, 13 years. So
Oh
that's
no,
a
we have a like.
yeah, so that's some pretty good odds that the coach and GM are working together in the right way. What people don't, a lot of people didn't understand to begin with is a lot of people don't understand. Pete Carroll's the one who hired John Schneider. Usually, it's the opposite way around. The coach here hired the GM, and Pete Carroll used to be president of football operations, but now he's vice president. He's like co-vice president of football operations with John Schneider. So they work with each other
It's
step
a
by
good relationship.
yeah, awesome relationship, obviously. Yeah, I trust our guys. What's one pick that really stands out for you? Is it Flowers? I mean, he's obviously going to come in and be a day
I
one
mean,
starter.
I think the pick that caught, every NFL draft analyst's eye was actually our seventh round pick, which we didn't have
Orbeez.
originally. Yeah, a lot of draft analysis considered an elite level pick. He was one of the better guards in the college football the past 2 years. I think he does have a little bit of an injury history, other than, of course, the ankle at the combine. But I mean, it's just one of those ones. Like he was
Was it an
considered.
ankle, or I thought it was an ACL
It
at the
might have been
com?
ACL. I think he might have had ankle injuries before,
Oh,
but
okay. Regardless.
yeah. And I don't know if you knew this, Baltimore, we are our legendary Hall of Fame GM, Ozzie Newsome, former, Hall of Fame tight end for the Cleveland Browns even. He was our first and ever only GM, and only recently, this past year, did he hand the reins over to EDC, Eric DaCosta. And Eric DaCosta actually had been offered the general manager job of the Jets, I think the Eagles at one point, Cowboys. He turned down not only multiple GM jobs, but also president of football operation jobs at other teams, because it was planned out he was the successor for Ozzie Newsome.
Hmm.
So kind of like the Seahawks, we've had a lot of stability at our GM position. And it used to be my argument against Harbaugh. It's easy to look like a good head coach when you got Hall of Fame GMs drafting behind you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's
But how about
really.
your Seahawks? Sorry.
I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I They could have addressed the D line a little bit more. Um, we got this guy out of Mississippi State, Cameron Young. I guess I was hearing on the radio today. He's kind of a like a nose tackle, so that fills a big
Mhm.
void because we didn't even have one on the roster. We're still going to need to go out there, and I think people are talking about getting Puna Ford back,
It's
which
something I brought up to your attention. It
yeah,
might not have worked schematically, but if he's right player, right price,
yeah, exactly, and I think he will be because obviously no one signed him yet, right?
Mhm.
I think I'm most excited about our fifth overall pick, Devin Witherspoon. Um,
Very rarely can you say in a draft you got the number one corner and the
and
number one wide receiver in the draft.
yeah, I
Like,
know, and that's super exciting, right? Because I think that corner, boy, you just watch him.
shout out to Payo in the chat, by the way. Welcome in, Payo.
What's up, Peo? And thank you. We tried. We tried. It feels like the draft actually crushed us because we are spent,
I know.
to say
Like I
the
said though,
least.
after day 2, 3, man, my quick winners, Seattle was one of my quick 5 picks. Like it was just obvious y'all were loading up with. I really think y'all had a eye on best player available no matter what. Because like you said, you might not have addressed the D line as much, but my God, did you walk away with talent?
Um, yeah, man. I think Devin Witherspoon. I don't know if you watch much tape of him, but he's a cornerback, but he can hit like a true old school strong safety. I don't know if you saw that first play against. I think it was like God. Why am I thinking? Maybe
Shout out to
Indiana or
Illinois
something.
defensive back coaches, man. Illinois showed up in defensive backs in this draft from Devon Witherspoon to I think some of those safeties that went. That guy
Well,
might end up
I
coaching.
noticed that too just by watching the draft because I know some Illinois guys would get drafted. So I'm like looking for my guy the whole time, after when they're showing those highlights.
Welcome in,
Um,
Kyle.
Soup bitches. Yeah, what's up, Kyle? Soup to you as well. Oh, what's up? Um, but yeah, no, I'm really excited for Devin Witherspoon. I really, and I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is a playmaker if he can stay healthy.
He's
And
one of those ones at the combine. I'm telling you, man. It it was so clear watching him just run his routes and all the other guys. The difference in the twitchiness and acceleration. Like, it's not even close, and he showed it in the 3 cone and 20-yard shuttle drills as well, which is where one of my sleeper guys came in right under him.
okay, yeah, I'm excited for those two guys. I think defense is going to be really hard to throw the ball on. I mean,
I
really
mean,
hard.
don't sleep on your that second round pick, Derek Hall. I did a little
That's
more, research on him. He's a pure pass rusher. He's not gonna help you in the run, really. It's where he struggled. But the kid improved every year at Auburn, from my understanding, got better, and, like I said, sneaky pick. I'd say over under Derek Hall throws up 4 sacks this season, I'd probably say. But look at him for around in year 2, year 3 to really develop. I think he might be a special player for y'all, just like actually that guard y'all got. Ugh, y'all loaded up.
okay.
Frustrating.
That's what I was just going to go kind of through our picks.
Mhm.
Really, we got Zach Charbonnet, which I think once again our backfield is going to be very scary as long as the interior,
All of a sudden, deep for your team, like
our
ours.
our interior offensive line can block, but we upgraded at the center position from the line. We got this guy from the Lions, and then Phil Haynes is coming in. He played half the snaps last year. Damian Lewis wasn't bad. It just there was a few plays, like especially in the NFC wildcard game, where he got called for illegal downfield like 3 or 4 times. It's like, is this guy reading the same playbook as the rest of
It
the team? Like, what? Why is he the one thinking it's a run play, and everybody else?
In his defense, sometimes, teams that run a lot of these RPOs, it's run or pass, and the guy's got his, back, but still, it's no excuse. You still cannot have that penalty more than once in a game, in my opinion, but
He had it like legitimately 3 or 4 times to the point where people are like, is he have a different playbook? But anyways, yeah, hopefully we got Anthony Bradford guard LSU. Don't know a whole lot about him.
yeah, he's someone
Um,
I talked about a little bit on one of my specials. I'm telling you, that dude can block for the run game. Like, you should be ecstatic. I think you're gonna be taking more of the focus off Geno this year, and it's gonna be easy.
yeah, I really hope so. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for Njigba and Witherspoon because obviously their first round picks are going to step in and be day one starters. Our fantasy football draft is tonight. It's a dynasty
Ooh.
draft. We just
Oh,
drafted.
are you at the bottom of is it snake order or no?
Yeah, it's snake order, but I
Okay.
already traded my first. It's only a 3 round rookie draft, basically.
Wait, you allow trades of draft picks?
Yeah,
Oh,
I traded all my draft picks away. I have the last 2 picks in the draft. If anybody's watching this that's in my fantasy league by chance, those are both up for trade. Don't have to give me much. I'm
official
like
notice,
Los
guys. This is trading block NFL insider knowledge.
Yeah, sources tell me that Joe
Go on, guys.
Stevens'
Quote it
team
again.
is yeah, sources say that Joe Stevens' team is really interested in moving off those last two picks in the draft.
I've
Um,
heard the Seattle Seahawks, Joe Stevens of Seattle Seahawks Talk, is really interested, guys, in moving back in this draft. He really won't. He's looking for win now mentality, going for players that are going to make the difference in that Super Bowl roster.
but yeah, man. So no, I'm really, especially those two guys. Like I said, they're gonna step in day one and be day one starters, right? So
Fantasy advice, though, always, always, always save some picks for those running backs. The guys that are going to be projected behind someone that you predict that veteran injury. I made my money in a lot of leagues taking those guys late. And then, of course, when they're starters, if I don't need them, they're such valuable trade bait to teams that are really struggling. That took that first round halfback that I knew was never going to make it more than 8 games this season. Just saying. Shout out to the young players. I draft young.
yeah, and
Sorry. Um,
as we speak, I just got an offer for last pick. I mean, it kind of
what's the
sucks.
offer?
You don't even want to hear it. How about the Ravens? How about the Ravens draft? What do you like? Voorhees. I know you said Voorhees. I
Yeah, of
wanted
course.
Voorhees. I'm surprised he slipped
I
until the
feel
seventh round. I
yeah.
really did.
I have a feeling with Voorhees, the reason for that fall, and this is I have no actual knowledge on this, so please anyone, don't be like, I'm starting shit here.
Mhm.
I'd have to take a guess at medical examinations. He had some issue. And I
Okay.
feel like there might have been some teams that were not comfortable with that even within a year healing. But as all overall for the Ravens, Zay Flowers in the first round, he was a border round, first round, second round guy. I did love him. I'm a little skeptical sometimes of smaller wide receivers, but I trust it. We got Trenton Simpson, the linebacker out of Clemson. I think was my second overall linebacker on the board. I think he was considered a lot of people's fourth. Might spell the end of Patrick Queen here in Baltimore. He's been talked about a lot of trades to the Arizona Cardinals, with Buda Baker and DeAndre looking to get out.
Well, you beat
After that, we just took nothing but developmental guys, which was a little scary for me.
frustrating.
Yeah, we took Tavius Robinson, edge out of Mississippi, fourth round. Um, you know, has a real the Caillou Blue Kelly cornerback pick out of Stanford, more of a
Best
zone guy.
best name.
So yeah, I know I do love the name. But a lot of even our own guys here in Baltimore are like, well, like schematically, it doesn't seem like it'll make sense, but I'm sure the Baltimore Ravens saw something. And then we took a tackle out of Oregon and then Voorhees, which I, I don't know about the offensive tackle pick. We already took Daniel Falele, like the 6'8", 340 tackle last year as a developmental guy. Played a little bit of left and right this past year. I thought showed decent promise. Needs to get a little quicker on the snap. So the last, three picks of four were a little head scratching, but that's where I say we trust EDC there a little bit.
Yeah.
Kyle says he wants to hear the trade offer.
Okay.
He's
Kyle,
trying to see what he can compare stack it against.
I don't think so. Grobo offered it to me, so take that for what it's worth. Um, let's see what.
You always got to lowball the first one. You can't send him on the A plus Wagyu
Oh
trade off
yeah,
the
trust.
rip.
I'd honestly maybe do it if he didn't put Antonio Brown, to Ernest Johnson, uh, Robert Tunyon, and Daryl Henderson. So
Mm,
that's my guys.
nah, I wouldn't do it either. Not at
Well,
all.
it's the last pick, just rookies, right? So there's only so many.
Oh,
But
like the
anyway,
last pick, like first round or full draft.
last pick in the whole entire draft. Um,
Um, I still
I
wouldn't do
want to talk about some of these undrafted free agents
it. Ooh,
that have
yeah.
signed with the Seahawks real quick. And just letting you guys know, it will be a short show today. Me and Levi both have stuff to do. That's kind of why we're originally going to do it tomorrow, but we're like, screw it. I got off early. He was available. Let's just get her done, right? And then
Quick
go ahead.
shout out, undrafted rookie free agents, quarterbacks. My boy Tyson Bagent ended up in Chicago with the Bears. I don't know
So
why
I've only,
every time I
only heard
hashtag
it.
him and I tweet him, some like small white lady comes and likes my tweets. I don't know if it's his mom following him on Twitter and like, yeah, someone's talking about my son. But shout out to that young man. I wish him the best. There's a small part of me that would, I never want to see someone get hurt, but if there were injuries, I would slightly love to see that man get his shot and take over Chicago. Be a
Oh,
great
hey, we got
quarterback.
Corey in the house.
Hey,
What's
Corey
happening,
Davis,
Corey?
welcome in.
Hopefully, Louisiana is treating you good. Um,
Oh, he's down there in Louis.
the the Seahawks signed Bryant's guy, Jake Bobo, wide receiver, UCLA.
Ooh, I bet you was excited about that.
Um, the Seahawks signed Cam Bright from the Washington Huskies. Um,
Looks like you
Noah
got
Green,
Matt Launders, Arkansas receiver as well.
Noah Gindorf, Tyjon Lindsey, tight end wide receiver. I apologize. Um, Special teams ace Jonathan Sutherland from Penn State. A lot of these guys I've never heard of.
Yeah,
Uh,
most. There
D
was a
lineman
few guys that I
John
tweeted out there
Savai,
on the draft to keep an eye on.
DT Robert Cooper. I'm just seeing if there's any names that really stand out to me. I felt like Jake Bobo was the one just because Bryant talked about him so much because of his name.
I know, right?
So signed a couple guys from Montana State.
Hey,
Actually, it's kind of cool getting them from small schools. Signed one Montana appears as a linebacker.
yeah, I'm looking
Nothing
over,
really.
trying to like look at the guys I had an eye on, and of course Tyson Bagent went to the Bears.
Nothing
The
really.
middle guy went to the Patriots. Malik Cunningham, the quarterback that took over after Lamar at Louisville, ended up at the Patriots.
Okay, we signed one person from Coastal Carolina, Lance Boykin.
Oh, the cornerback. Shout out
Yeah.
Teal Nation. Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't think he was going to get drafted, sadly, but my Ravens actually signed Keaton Mitchell, the halfback out of East Carolina. I was really excited for that one. I took
did
him
we
super
ever
high.
find out where Jared Clark ended up going? Defensive tackle out of Coastal Carolina. Did he get drafted?
He got drafted by, I want to say it was the Chargers. I was a little upset. I think it was one pick before my Ravens.
Okay.
I think it was the Chargers. I am wrong.
They signed a shitload of undrafted free agents or mini
Okay.
camp invites as well, you know. So when does rookie mini camp start? Do you know?
Oh God, I'm not 100% sure on that. To be honest with you, and then I'll look. Rookie, I know it's a little bit different for each team.
Yeah, I
What are
want
you
to.
doing
They
down? What
probably
is
are going to
Corey
start.
doing down in Louisiana?
I think he's visiting family. He texted me yesterday, or I texted him. He responded. He had alligator.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about. I've had gator quite a few times. If you're still there, Corey, tastes like chicken in my opinion. Kind of chewy. A lot of people deep fry it, but I think it's best in a soup. Give it time to really simmer and get that meat tender. Really does taste just like chicken, Joe. It really does. It's just like chewy
You
chicken.
said there was an updated power rankings list post draft.
Yeah, I've got one on NFL. Oh, by the way, rookie mini camps look like they start between May 6th or 9th through the 9th, or May 13th through the 15th, depending on the team. So still,
Okay.
yeah, what, month away, kind of. Actually, no, 15th through the. Okay, so we maybe later this month. That's exciting. I'm trying to look at some of these other guys. There were some guys that I had an eye on that I in my draft special that ended up getting signed here and there. Of course, the quarterback, Agent, the running back, Keaton Mitchell. I feel like there was another wide receiver I'm keeping an eye on as well. Jadon Hasselwood, not like a big number guy, but someone to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Wide receiver. Earl Bostic Jr., the Kansas
So
tackle,
tell
signed with the
me.
Cowboys. Yes, sir.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I pulled up this power rankings list because I'm just intrigued to kind of see where they put everybody after the draft now.
Oh yeah, I feel
This
that's exactly why I got
props
it
to
up too.
Dan Hansis. Okay, this is the same one that you got up, I'm
By the way,
assuming.
Corey agrees with me. It tastes
Chiefs
like
1, Eagles 2.
chewier
Yeah.
chicken.
Bengals ranked 3rd
Previously ranked
over the
third. I mean,
Bills and 49ers.
it's only because the
I'd
quarterback situation for the Niners isn't proven, really. I feel like.
Yeah, I guess so. If we're talking overall teams, I might put the Bills ahead of the Bengals, and I might put the Bengals below the 49ers too, just because I saw what they can do without a quarterback, you know.
The
So
Niners definitely have a more talented roster than the
now
Bills,
this
in
is
my
insane
opinion.
right here. This is insane. This
Oh,
right
that's
here.
madness.
Number
Yeah,
6,
agreed.
that guy's drinking the Kool-Aid. Ravens, I'd put ahead of Cowboys right now because Lamar's
Agreed.
back.
How you gonna put Dak in that squad above Lamar right now? Get out of here.
Yeah. Jaguars,
Jaguars might be sneaky, man. Trevor Lawrence has improved. They've had a little bit of O-line shuffle, but
let's go bottom to
I think
top. How about this? Because I feel like I'm better at starting from the bottom because then I can be like, "Oh, wait, why is this?"
another shout out, small guard to be
No
on the eye
argument.
out for. Emil Ekiyor Jr. from Alabama signed with the Colts. Another guy to kind of keep an eye on. I doubt he'll may even make the roster, to be honest. But oh, your boy Andre Carter
Yeah,
from the
that's the
Hawks
thing.
signed with the Vikings.
Oh, he signed with the Vikings.
Yep.
I'm surprised no one
Tyrus
took a
Payne,
shot on him.
Mississippi State edge rusher, signed with the Cowboys as well. Watching where Isaiah Land, the Florida A&M kid, lands. Lonnie Phelps, I think we talked about him on the 49ers podcast. The Kansas kid, really strong kid. I don't see him officially signed anywhere yet. Another name to keep an eye on. Oh, yeah, Gerard Clark was a undrafted rookie free agent. He did sign with the Chargers officially as an undrafted rookie free agent. So
He messed up. He should have signed here.
Jalen Redmond, another guy,
So,
last one, sorry, signed with the Panthers, interior D lineman.
oh, okay. So, rank number 32, Arizona Cardinals. No, I don't. Any disagreement here?
Everyone's trying to get out. Who knows if Buda Baker actually plays? Who knows if DeAndre is going to be there? Cardinals, just
They're a mess.
sorry,
They're a mess.
yeah. Your quarterback rather be a
This one I kind of disagree with.
Ooh, I heavily disagree with this pick.
I'd say they moved their way up into the mid-20s after that draft. You got your franchise quarterback and your franchise edge rusher, and those are the two most important
A
positions.
huge change of tone with the head coach as well down there in Houston. Yeah, I don't really know where this placed the Texans, but I agree. They definitely need to be ranked higher. They crushed the draft.
Yeah, this one doesn't bug me. The Commanders at 30.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, the whole Chase Young not signing his 5th-year option, and then, you know, Sam Howell is their quarterback. So,
and again, I kind of like Sam Howell as a game manager, but he was never like on my list of like franchise guys, you know, like.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with.
Oh well, we got 49ers Ultimate Report in the chat, by the way.
What up, John Jay? Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now.
No,
I
fine,
can't. I literally can't look at the chat right now.
No, you're good. You're good, my guy. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to help.
So
Exotic soy sauce in the chat. What up? By the way, sorry. Shout out. No Border saying what's up to everyone as well. Thanks for everyone for joining in. we're talking right now about the Seahawks and the Ravens and a little bit general of these new power rankings. What do y'all think? Do you think Houston should be ranked, what was it, 31? What
Below
do y'all think
Tampa
about that?
and Washington. I'm putting Houston above Tampa and Washington. I think, suck, maybe won't suck. That's kind of the way I'm looking at these right now.
Tampa's got Baker, but I thought the roster would get blown up. They had some guys come back. They had, the roster wasn't blown up as much as I thought it would be, and they were able to get some guys back on good deals.
So,
So
so I'd be fine with moving the Colts. They're at 28. I'd be fine with switching the Colts and the Texans. Maybe even higher. I'd be fine with moving the Texans a little higher. But I think the Colts didn't do anything to help them this year.
I mean, they got Richardson. I know you don't like him, and they
But that
said
won't help
Minshew might be the starter.
that won't help them this year. I don't think. If they're smart, it won't help them this year. I would not put that guy out there anytime
He
before
comes
like
out
week
week 8.
12.
Yep, I was about to say he comes out into the
That's
season probably, kind of like Lamar did with Joe Flacco. I could definitely see that. But I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Colts. Let me pull up their draft class here real quick. Um, so they went and got Anthony Richardson, game-changing quarterback. They went and got my favorite corner, Julius Brents, in the second round. They went and got a
mhm,
sneaky good wide receiver in Josh Downs, who can really be that speed and slot guy. They got a potential future tackle in Blake Freeland, who was often discussed in the 49ers channel. The crazy athletic D tackle, 290, running like 4.5 40 like a Dontari Poe out there, fell to them
mhm.
in the 4th round. They picked up Darius Rush, the corner out of USC, in the 5th round. Like, and then they went and stole one of my sleeper running backs in the 5th round, Evan Hull. Shout out to your fantasy team, Evan Hull. Keep an eye on him. Um, and then they went in 7th round and got Jake Witt, one of the last tier 3 tackles that, again, I had mocked to the Niners and visited the Niners. They had a sneaky good draft. It might not be in the first year, but some of those guys like Julius Brent, Josh Downs, and Richardson, and possibly, I mean, their first 5 picks could be game changers year 1 for them. I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Colts right now. They'll probably miss the playoffs, but they'll get close.
Yeah. Broncos, I got no problem with them here. They suck. Their quarterback's a dork.
Agreed. They're flops. I have no
Bears.
faith in Sean Payton. I'm sorry if Nick's in here. I think he's the Bronco guy, isn't he?
Who?
Isn't it Nick or I thought Nick was in or Kyle, sorry. Isn't Kyle a Broncos guy?
Yeah, Kyle, big Broncos fan if he's still in here.
If he's still in here. You disagree with that, Kyle?
Yeah, he hates the Broncos too.
And shout out, sorry, I was supposed to have a collab with him yesterday, and I had some stuff happen last minute, and I had to
Oh,
run.
that's different, Kyle. That's different, Kyle.
Oh, okay. I had to run on him, and very unprofessional of me.
This is my friend Seahawks Kyle. He came on.
Oh, shout out No Border in the chat.
He came on and did the fantasy or the mock draft with us. Remember?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bears got no problem here. I'm just looking for ones that really stand out. Panthers.
Bears are going to either be really good or really bad. That's for sure. I think the Bears will take the division. Jordan Love might actually give them a run for their money. You're going to see a huge change in the offensive system of the Green Bay Packers. I'm calling that now. With the 2 tight ends they doubled down on. See a lot of 12 personnel in their future.
Yeah. Falcons.
Yeah.
I kind of don't have any problem.
I thought the Falcons had some blockbuster move ready with Calais Campbell going there. He wants to win a Super Bowl, and I don't see Ritter taking them to the Super Bowl.
They got a running back. Got a really good one.
I mean, Atlanta
Raiders.
Season.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of these teams, I don't really have a problem with a lot of these teams being here. I don't know about.
I got my big problem is Houston down at 30. That's my big problem. Like automatically.
Patriots, I might put lower than 17. I might put the Patriots down in the 20s right now.
That division's going to be so ridiculous. You might be right there. And they made a few head-scratching picks, but they did that last year with Cole Strange, and they made us all look dumb. So shout out to Belichick. I guess he still knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I'd put the.
Corey said he had trouble with his dialysis today and couldn't finish his
Oh,
treatment.
that's not good. I hope you get that figured out.
Yeah. If you've got leg cramping issues, Corey, make sure they're checking your creatine levels, however you want to pronounce it. It's related to your kidney function and water retention. And if you don't have enough, you'll start cramps, or too much, actually, vice versa. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Corey. That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bud.
Um. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a. I thought the Cowboys being up at number 6 is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I got bones to pick with that.
down
And Texans.
at 10. But then again, I wouldn't even put the Dolphins as high as 10, to be completely honest.
I got a
They
bone
didn't
to pick
have-
with Jacksonville being 8-2 over the Jets.
No.
I got a problem with Detroit being over your Seattle Seahawks at 12 and 11. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think that's just vice versa. I think those two just need to be flipped, at least.
Yeah, that's me too. I always like number 12 anyways. I'm not going to bitch too much about it.
I think Dallas needs to be dropped from 6. I think Jacksonville needs to be dropped from 8 all the way under your Seahawks, and then split your Seahawks and Lions and just move everyone up.
Yeah, and then God, just Dallas being there just pisses me off. Like who? Really? Why?
So here's all right. So if I have any understanding of this, the biggest problem with Dallas last year was they could not get anyone to stop the run at D tackle. If I remember right, when they made a move at the trade deadline, it was a pretty good move. I actually had it ranked pretty high. They didn't give up much. They got a guy that just specialized in run defense. It helped, but it wasn't enough, which is why we saw the run stuffing specialist Mozzie Smith from Michigan come off the board to them. Of course, they lost one guy, but they brought in Brandon Cooks from Houston, which is going to be a sneaky move for Dak Prescott. And then I think they made a move at corner as well. I don't know. It's kind of hard to hate on them because they were there last year, kind of, but
Kind of.
I don't know. It's Dallas.
Yeah.
They got a good tight end. They got a run blocker, D tackle. They got a decent linebacker out of Texas, and then kind of loaded up after that with some edge tackle, another running back, and another wide receiver. So I mean,
I don't know. If this is, like I said, this is a post-draft power rankings, I'd put the Seahawks at number 9. I'd feel very comfortable putting them at number 9.
I'd agree.
I really do. I think that secondary that we built, if that Witherspoon is what Pete Carroll thinks he is, boy, you got 2 lockdown corners.
Everyone
I guess
this is the number 1 corner on everyone's board.
I guess they quit throwing the ball his way last season, like they did with Sauce Gardner in Cincinnati. That's what they're.
The thing is, from my understanding, he's not scheme dependent. That was why everyone loved him. You can put him in zone and he plays well. You can put him in man, he plays well. He's a good was the best overall corner on the board by far, from my opinion, from what my understanding was. Maybe 1 or 2 guys might have had a slight edge in man, but they were so deficient in other areas of their game that again it made the conversation null and void. I just don't know how you're only at 12 post draft. That is ridiculous. Metcalf, Lockett, and Njiba. Are you kidding me?
Jigba.
Who's your tight end?
Jigba.
Sorry. Who's your tight end?
Noah Fant.
Yeah, Noah Fant's decent tight end.
And Will Dissly. Noah Fant's more the pass catcher. Will Dissly's more the blocker. They both.
I would have liked to see y'all maybe take a tight end. This was a really deep tight end draft.
I'm surprised they didn't go after one, but you know what? I don't mind any of the picks they made.
Y'all nailed it, man. Y'all nailed it. Quick shout out, guys, real quick. My top 5 observations after day 2 of the draft. My top 5 was Detroit, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Houston, and Seattle. Sneaky eyes to keep it teams to keep an eye on: Indianapolis, Tennessee, and the New York Giants.
Anything else you want to get
We
off?
got
Get off?
John LaJoie. Do you know him? Joining us
Yeah,
in the
he's
chat.
cool. Yeah, he's cool.
I think the
What
entire
up,
NFC
John?
West killed the draft this year, but the Niners, they only got 2 good players, Moody and that safety. Jair Brown, the safeties, was just all around good player. I was a little critical of having to trade up for him, but like I mentioned, we don't know. Information is traded in the draft as a currency, and I'm sure the 49ers got word about someone wanting him, and I'm sure they took Moody 110% because they got word the Patriots were taking a kicker, and we saw with the Patriots' next pick in the 4th round, they took a kicker. So you can't really hate on that pick if you're examining the full entirety of the draft. Fant, Disley,
Yeah, it
and
seemed like we
Ferguson,
saw
big
every
great
kicker,
trade.
punter. Seemed
Dude,
like
they were
we saw
going
every
off the
special
board.
player. Yeah. In that
I didn't
fifth,
expect that many
fifth and
special
sixth
teams.
round, that 5th and 6th round, I kept looking up and just going, "Oh, no shit! Oh, another kicker."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, literally, I was. We ran.
But
Some of the wide receivers weren't on the PFF board, so I was using kickers and punters to play. Take placeholder. We
yeah,
ran out of kickers and punters
screwed us.
to
Yeah,
placehold even with
screwed us at the end.
because we had actual people get
Well,
drafted.
I said this earlier, guys. We're gonna cut this a short show. We're gonna have probably some sort of special next week. We'll figure it out. We'll do something cool. DM us if there's
Yeah,
anything you'd
I'm
like
trying
to
to.
see. Leave
I'm
a
trying to
comment
plan
if
some
there.
like really serious shows here coming for the future. Like, I don't know. I want to get all together and get some really good stuff going. Keep it like planned
Yeah,
out, like
man.
how we're doing weekly. But of
Yeah,
course,
but
like
if there's any ideas you guys got, anything you'd like to see us do, just DM us, leave it in the comments. We'll get back to you, and most likely, if it's a decent, or even if it's not decent, we'll probably end up doing it anyways. So we are men of the people, so that's what
we're
we are.
trying here on the channel, guys.
But
Our
yeah, and
channels, I
thanks.
should say. Like and subscribe to both.
Yeah, so and everybody in the chat and everybody that did the draft coverage with us, how tiring it was. So we appreciate you all for being there with us throughout the weekend. It was a grind, even though it may not seem like it is. So
Mhm. We got the new sound effects. Shots
all
fired
right.
at the Denver
Well,
Broncos.
yeah, exactly.
But
Is there anything else you want to get off your chest, or you think you're good?
um, we're about to enter the kind of the quiet period here. So I'm trying to figure out content for the channel. And maybe like doing some other collabs on a routine basis. Um, quick things to keep an eye on, guys. Don't forget 5th-year option deadline is coming up here. So keep an eye on that. Kinlaw didn't get his. I know Ayuk got his. Patrick Queen did not get his 5th-year option picked up. So that's going to be a big thing to keep an eye on
How
across
about
the
Jordan Brooks
NFL.
with the Seahawks? I haven't heard anything. When's the deadline?
I'll double check here. They have not made an official decision so far. Deadline for 5th-year. May 2nd. So tomorrow is the deadline.
Tomorrow.
So we will know
Oh
tomorrow,
my
guys,
God.
the status. And this will give us a really good sneak peek at potential 2024 free agent class and who, might be leading that class. These guys are always the biggest head scratchers because, they not many contracts have an option on them.
You
So
know what's gonna
definitely
happen? So the Seahawks
here.
are gonna decline Jordan Brooks' 5th-year option. He's gonna play lights out next year. The Seahawks extend Jordan Brooks to the 5th-year option. He's gonna play like dog shit. So that's how it normally seems. Anyways, with
Yep.
that, guys,
Thanks for everyone dropping in. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. If you haven't followed, follow Joe Stevens over at Seahawks Talk. And if you don't know me, Levi over at Darwin's Raven on YouTube.
So, all right,
Yeah.
guys, with that,
Yeah.
we're out. We'll see you Monday, and I'm sure we'll see you before then.